It's just about that time of the week. Time for the Weekly Weebs Podcast. Grab your friends, family, waifus, and husbandos, and join your favorite weebs for an exciting show of anime talk. Hosts Crimson, Frenchie, Wigwiki, and Zario Machini will review and suggest shows, talk about news from the industry, and tackle some of the biggest arguments in the world of anime. It's the Weekly Weebs Podcast, starting now.
What's up, bitches? You're listening on our new bitchin' sound system. Woo! I don't know if your sound system's as bitchin' as ours, but ours is pretty bitchin'.
Pretty bitchin'. And be getting them stitchins.
I am Frenchie, your host this week, and I got some news for you guys. It is about a favorite kind of spin-off of some of our favorite anime. Code Geass, Rose of the Recapture. The first trailer dropped at Anime Japan this past week. They also announced some of the subcast, none of which I know, so I'm not going to go through it. And it's going to be a two-part release. One part will start on May 10th, and the other will start on June 7th. And actually, I'm wrong. It's actually going to be 4 parts.
Oh. Whoa.
The third part will be July 5th, and the fourth part will be August 2nd. I don't know if it's like terms of episodes, if they're just going to drop like a 40-minute piece, or whatever the case might be.
Like an Attack on Titan kind of situation.
Yeah, the character designs look really interesting. Like, it looks a little bit different from what we're used to, but also...
I think it's in a different continent, right? It's not in Japan.
It looks more like futuristic medieval in a weird way, like if that makes sense.
It will start streaming exclusively worldwide on Disney Plus Star brand in late June. And the ending theme song will be Rose by Hikari Mitsushima. So, a lot to look forward to there. I'm excited for more Code Geass, even if it's not Lelouch.
Yeah, even if it's not the best part of Code Geass.
And correct me if I'm wrong, this kind of looks like the adult version of the younger girl from...
The Chinese princess?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of...
I can't remember if her name is Sakia.
Are you talking about the blind girl?
No, that's... Lelouch's sister you're thinking of. So in the second half of the Code Geass series, the Black Knights are trying to like get a political relationship with China, and they have this princess that's, I don't know, like 8 or 9, something like that.
The one in the original is Kaguya, not Sakia.
Oh, okay, so different girl.
Different girl, but looks similar and a similar name.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, to my left.
Oh, that's me. Holy shit. Hi, everybody.
Lefts and rights, they're hard.
Dude, for real.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. This is Crimson. My news for you guys today is we're going to talk a little bit more about the Suicide Squad Isekai that I brought up a couple weeks back. They have announced a premiere month, at least, for July. It was confirmed at Anime Japan of this year on Saturday with Warner Brothers Japan Wood Studios. So far, there hasn't been a specific date yet. I'm still very excited for it, though, because it looks dope. I will say, like, the only design that I'm not a big fan of is the Joker's, but I'm pretty sure it will grow on me. But, yeah. Then
Is it a tumor?
Boo.
A boo.
My brother has one of those.
Well, I thought they got
Does
rid
it
of
look like the Joker?
I don't know.
And then all the way across from me.
What's up, everybody? It's Zario Machini.
Yeah,
Yeah, how's it going?
it's going.
Good. Glad to hear it. So, last week we had a big discussion about Akira Toriyama. So my news is kind of related to that, actually. So his apprentice Toyotaro is taking over the manga, but before that happens, they've announced that after this next chapter that's going to come out, the manga will be on an indefinite hiatus. Oof. So they're going to take as much time as they want or need to mourn the loss of Toriyama and just kind of prepare. Sources that I found I couldn't find any like confirmation if there was any like plan for the series that Toriyama made ahead of time. but his death wasn't necessarily expected. So
Yeah.
I don't know how likely it is that he did give a plan. So everything is probably just up to Toyotaro now.
Right.
And I know that he has been doing like some. He has like this art project that he did where he's just been practicing drawing a bunch of Toriyama characters, and you guys can look that up online if anybody wants to see that. But yeah, so indefinite hiatus. We have no idea when it's gonna come back, but
I know there's a couple.
It is coming back sometime.
I know there's a couple of different studios. I think that are taking some time off after Toriyama's death. Like I know One Piece is taking like a 3-week vacation because of not for health purposes, but just to, kind of relax, take a break, take some vacation, and also find out what he wants the One Piece to actually be.
He knows what that is, though.
But he said in an interview that. Or I don't know if it was an interview, but I know that when he posted something about it, he was saying that it's, going to take some time for vacation and to figure out what the One Piece actually is.
He's known what it is, though. He told a kid that was on his deathbed a long time ago.
Yeah.
Maybe originally it was supposed to be a copy of Dragon Ball. That's just what we found. And
Dragon Ball Volume 1.
Taught him how to do the Kamehameha, and that's how he became the Pirate King because he got so strong.
But, like, am I wrong in thinking that? Like, wasn't there a child for, like, his Make-A-Wish Foundation or whatever? His wish was to know how One Piece was going to end?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. I remember hearing something about that, but it also could have just been a rumor because we don't really fact-check well.
That's true.
Yeah.
I kind of just go balls to the wall and just hope it sticks, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's fair.
That's basically what we did back when I used to go hunting. There was a tradition where after you kill a deer, you cut off its nutsack and you throw it in a tree, and it's cold, of course, when you're deer hunting. And if it sticks to the tree, that means that you're probably going to kill a deer in the next year. If it doesn't stick to the tree, it means that you're not going to have a good hunting year next year.
That's hilarious.
It's stuck to the tree.
That's hilarious.
So if you like throwing balls to the walls, these are balls to the trees.
That's fucking funny. But there's no way that dude doesn't know what he wants to, how that he wants to end the story.
Well, what does he
no
mean?
way.
What does he mean by you got to figure out what the One Piece is? He's talking about the treasure or the series?
Maybe he's talking about what the One Piece is for him, his new inspiration since Akira Toriyama passed.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's a good possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so someday we'll get Super back, but sadly it won't be. Of course, it won't be Toriyama Sensei, but hopefully Toyotaro does his series justice
Yeah, for sure.
and won't Boruto it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kishimoto's not dead yet, so
Yeah. Well, nobody needs another Boruto rehash.
yeah.
Apparently, it's starting to get super good.
The manga's
Yeah, but you
not
gotta
bad.
walk through the shit to get to the best
polish a
part.
turd.
You can
It's
just
still a
skip
turd.
it.
The manga's not bad. You should just not watch the anime. But yeah, and then to my left.
Hello, it is me, Wiki.
That's right. There's 2 Zacks in one episode.
I know. I'm so happy I finally get to see you again. You don't understand. I just get hard. And
If
don't
you hard,
come.
you hard.
I just get hard and don't come. If you're a real one, you know what that means.
Magic. It's a kink.
Okay, no, fun fact. You guys are going to be in on this joke real quick. My buddy Jake, 6 etc., or as I like to call it, 6X'd. He has a cousin or nephew that has a podcast. His cousin's like 14.
Okay.
And he goes,
Cousin or nephew.
yeah, whichever one. I don't know if it's his cousin or nephew. I fuck it up every time. But they have a podcast. They post it on YouTube, and they record it in school.
That's wild.
All right? They had an episode about No Nut November, and they were talking about how they survived No Nut November. And his cousin, dead face, looks in the camera and just says, I get hard, and I just don't come.
They said that at school.
At school, and they're like 14.
What
Whoa.
the
And they
fuck?
posted this on the internet.
Whoa.
Granted, we're grown adults, and we talk about one of our best friends' dicks online, but still.
Yeah, we're
We're not at
adults,
school.
Not at school.
And we're not underage.
It was just it was hilarious, actually. Like, super funny, but also super uncomfortable. And now that's an inside joke between us. We make fun of Jake because his family is weird.
Well,
Yeah.
he's definitely part of it.
Yep.
He's part of that family.
Yep.
That's
Extra
true.
time. So if he listens to this and he hears that, he's gonna be like, "Oh, motherfucker."
Yeah, those dicks.
It's an inside joke between the 4 of us and our 7 listeners. Jack Wang.
Also,
Jack
since the last time I've
Wang.
been on, I feel like something else happened where my buddy Cade
Yeah.
was wearing a t-shirt with big anime titties on it,
Mhm.
and I was like, my mom happened to be over visiting, and I was like, "Hey mom, look at Cade's shirt. It's got big titties on it." And Cade was like, and then my mom was like, "I do too," and then squeezed your tits at my friend Cade. And then I look over at my friend Cade, and he's got like that fucking face, and he's like looking at me, looking at my mom, looking at me, looking at my mom. And then
I could picture
my
his
mom
face.
walked away, and then Cade looked at me after she walked away. He was like, and then now every time I see them, they're like, "Zach, your mom squeezed her tits at Cade," and now I'm scared that Cade's gonna try and fuck my mom.
Your mom is
Huh.
hot.
Why does that sound familiar?
Your mom has never squeezed your tits at me.
No, but you want to fuck my mom.
Well, it sounds like Cade is ahead of the game.
I don't want to say.
He's got
Kate's got Riz. Wiki has none.
Yeah, he's got to step up over you. You gotta start working on your game.
No, I'm good.
You gotta start wearing
If
your.
you hook up with Cole's mom, I'm gonna call you Little Risenheart.
Well, I'm never gonna hook up with Cole's mom.
That's a relief.
Well, it's just because I'm in a relationship now.
True.
That's fair.
What if your girlfriend thinks it's kinky and wants to watch?
What if she invites her in?
Yeah,
I don't like sharing, and I'd feel weird.
who's Sharon?
I'd like sharing myself. You know what I mean?
My mom's name is Anne, not Sharon.
Yeah.
You know, so anyways, my news is about Kengan Ashura and Baki. They're doing a crossover movie episode thing, and honestly, I've seen both the shows. I like both of them. There's two really big questions I have with it. One, why don't they just continue the series instead of making a movie? Just saying. First question I had. Second question is, which animation style are they going to do it in?
Yeah, those are very different animation styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kengan Ashura's sucks. Baki's is okay.
So
They do it
regardless,
in the
neither
middle
of
and
them
it's
are
just
good.
bad.
I was saying, so regardless, neither animations are good.
No, Baki's is fucking awesome.
Well, it's
you
on
just said
Netflix,
it was
right?
okay.
What?
It's on Netflix, right? Maybe they'll just make it like the blocky 3D animation like they did with the
Have you ever seen Kengan Ashura?
no, but
show
they
you.
did a crossover with Devilman Crybaby and Cyborg. I think it's like Cyborg 07 or something.
Isn't it 009?
Yeah, that's it. And they just went with like the awful like Netflix 3D animation.
Wiki, you are breathing so aggressively.
That's because I'm fucking fat, Crimson. All right? I eat and drink energy drinks and caffeine all day.
You eat energy drinks?
Yes, the can. All right? I have had nothing but McDonald's and Taco John's for the past 5 years. Of course,
That
I'm going
is
to breathe
true.
heavily.
That is true. That is all
Fair.
he eats.
I just could hear just.
Yeah, I'm fucking fat, dude.
He's our pug friend.
Yeah. I got sleep apnea. This is what it looks like. Though.
And he's sleeping right now.
Other people got PUBG, we got PUBG.
Yeah, Kengan Ashura's
PUBG.
animation is just like hella 3D, and it just looks kind of bad. But it's grown on me though. And then Baki looks like this.
Can't be as bad as Berserk though, right?
I think it's worse than Berserk. I've never actually seen Berserk.
I've seen the animation for Berserk. It did not look good.
Um,
There were moments where it looked decent,
I think
but
that's-
most of the time it looked like hot garbage.
I think that's a big reason why that's another series that people say to just read the manga.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a manga that deserves a good anime version more than Berserk.
Yeah.
Like, we lost Kenta Miura before the series was finished, but
Yeah.
my god, that shit is dark. I've read the first 3 volumes, and it's crazy.
With him at least, he did have his series plans written down, and it was picked up by Dark Horse Comics. Not sure if they ever actually did anything with it.
Probably not.
But
I think they've released 1 or 2 volumes since he died.
okay.
I'm doing a Baki build, and not fucking Jesus, God, fuck. I'm doing a. Never
It's
mind.
a lot of names.
Berserk build.
Yes, in Elden Ring. Thank you.
Trying to find the gut sword.
No, I already got it. Dude,
It's super
before
easy to get.
Oh,
before I
that's fair.
started anything, My main mission was to go get that fucking sword because I knew where it was.
Because he's a loser, and before he starts a game, he has to look up everything about it. He can't just enjoy a game.
Hey, you know what? I did the same thing with
Loser.
Elden Ring when
That's fine.
because I wanted to do a Sephiroth build. So I was my one thing was trying to figure out how to get the Nagisaba, I believe, like the long boy.
Mm-hmm.
That was priority number
got a
one.
sword, and it took me like 37 tries to beat that lion that was guarding the lion's claw sword, and I didn't even do it by myself. My buddy Jake had to come and help me. So I was so under-leveled. But also, and I can enjoy a game without looking stuff up about it. Ghost of Tsushima. I completed that without looking up a goddamn thing.
Does that even have builds or anything?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Isn't that just like just play the game?
Yeah, and I did that.
But I
That's
know there's
just
a lot
like
of
a normal single player game.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like side quests and missions and stuff, and it's a
I'm
big
If
map.
I'm playing Elden Ring, I want to like find a build that I would like to play the game with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that makes sense.
Yeah, but like Elden Ring, there's a billion combinations that you can do.
That means I can play a billion different characters and try them all separately.
Damn, we got you there.
You could just try things that you find and decide if you like them.
Oh, like in the moment.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but there are things that you'll never try because you already decided at the very beginning of the game what you want to do.
And I decided I'm gonna go big sword. Next playthrough, I'm gonna do 2 different kinds of daggers and roleplay as Thorfinn.
Yeah, but you won't even try a bunch of daggers because you'll just look up what's the best daggers.
I didn't look up what's the best weapon.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, you can do a guts build? Hell yeah. Where's the gut
Sure.
sword? Oh, that's the gut sword. That is the gut sword in this game. I'm gonna use the gut sword for the guts build.
Lame.
This is getting a little toxic, which leads us into our topic:
Oh my God.
toxic fandoms.
Yeah.
And I think that this is something that impacts a lot of different communities. Like, as we're talking about gaming,
What an unironic segue.
like basically talking that you're not a true gamer if you look up how to do a build or some shit like that. Because there are people that truly believe that.
I'm not saying he's not a true gamer. I'm saying he's lame.
You're a little lame ass bitch.
Jaron was roasting me about doing the gaming in what was it? I think it was Final Fantasy VII because I refuse to use any of the other swords that I get in the game for Cloud because on my first playthrough, I know canonically Buster Sword, that's his sword.
Right.
So I refuse to change it on the first playthrough just because, story. And he was roasting me on that about it. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can do what I want. You do what you want. You can fuck off, sir.
Should we also roast you about how you let a certain character die and now you can no longer fuck Devil Mommy in Baldur's Gate 3?
She hasn't died yet, and she wasn't part of my first playthrough mission to begin with.
No, I mean the person that can cool her engine.
That was on accident. I did not know
I
what
said
the
you let
fuck
them
I
die,
was doing.
and now you can't fuck Devil Mommy. Karlach is Devil Mommy.
Karlach is Devil Mommy. And I fucked up. I'm aware of that. I barely knew how to play the game, and I still barely know how to play the game on this first playthrough.
Says the D&D guy.
Okay, that's different. That's completely different. A lot of my D&D stuff has been more homebrewed. Now that they made a game where you could do so many different quests with so many different characters and so many side quests and stuff.
Almost like a homebrewed campaign.
To a degree. It's just the difference is it's really hard to it's hard to keep track of everything for each act in Baldur's Gate and plus I didn't
Take
play
notes. You're playing D&D.
I also didn't play for a very long time because my PC would not it was having issues running it to where it would crash. So by the time I got back to it, I was like, all right, what the fuck am I doing? And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just going through it on this first playthrough just so I could get it through, and then when I go back through and play it again, then I'll be more focused on staying in each act until everything is done.
I was about to say, even when I started playing Baldur's Gate 3 and I didn't look up any, and I was like, oh wait. I was like, I don't know what I want to play. I want to look up different multi-class options. I'm doing a Frenzy Rogue.
Hey,
that sounds cool to play. And the next one I'm just doing. What the fuck was it? I don't remember.
I look up things for Baldur's Gate still. But I wait until it's like last resort. Like I want to try and figure out myself, but there was an area in the Gauntlet of Shar where I was having a bitch of a time trying to get through, and I'm like, okay, I need to figure out what I'm missing because I had also not played for like 3 months prior.
I don't do stuff like that. I haven't looked up any weapons in this game for the build. I just needed to know how I needed to level up my character in order to play this thing. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Sure.
And then with the other billion playthroughs, I'm going to also do the same for different kinds of classes.
I don't care if you do it for D&D.
It's the same concept.
What the fuck?
D&D, you literally have a book that tells you everything that you should be having
Is there a
when you play the
walkthrough
game.
book for Elden Ring?
I don't know if they make those anymore. I think it's just online now.
Yeah.
Damn, those are
I don't-
cool. Yeah, so there's probably a walkthrough book for Elden Ring and how to do stuff.
Man, that would be... I'm looking that up real quick. That'd be such a huge book.
Yeah. But could you imagine? Like, it's just the same thing. It's literally the same thing.
It doesn't tell you builds.
Yeah, people had to figure them out.
There's how-to videos now. That's just
The same thing.
2024's version of
Yeah.
the guidebooks.
Yeah, fuck you, Zerio.
That's what I have a problem with.
That's one of my favorite things too. Is that there's like certain video games that it's like, oh well, there's no canon story for this. I'm like, bet. There's novelizations of so many different games. There's definitely canon storylines. And
That ass.
There are physical strategy guides for Elden Ring, but it is so big that it's in multiple volumes. At least 2.
You think they're at Barnes & Noble?
I don't know. Find out.
Probably
Go
find
to-
it. They're on Amazon.
Yeah, but fuck Amazon. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just saying that's the first thing that pops up.
I'd rather go to Barnes & Noble, get some Starbucks, and just read the book in there and then leave.
Just memorize what's in this strategy guide real quick.
Just take pictures of everything.
I just have those spy glasses, and I just sit there and just flip through it.
Yeah.
You know what else is a Barnes & Noble? Manga. I do have a question. For the people that say only read the manga on some of these anime, do you think that's toxic? If, people enjoy certain anime that may not be the greatest adaptation, how toxic it to tell people your opinion's trash, you should read the manga because this anime is terrible?
Oh, man.
I feel like that's pretty valid.
I don't know. I don't hear that like a whole lot, but I feel like that's in sort of the same vein as like the sub only squad. Like if you watch dubs, you're trash.
Yep.
On God.
Which is
The sub v dub is probably the most toxic fandom as a whole in regards to anime. Like there's like the different anime fandoms, but I think the whole sub versus dub war is like the most toxic as a whole.
Dude, I disagree.
Subs are more dumb.
I do not think
Ironic.
sub versus dub is the most toxic. The most toxic is arguing which characters would beat other characters from different anime that have
Yes.
different power scaling and different power systems altogether.
yeah,
That's
because
fair.
you cannot tell that other person that they're wrong. It's impossible. I know because I do it all the time.
I was saying because they find a way to be like, well, they can do this, this, and this, and
Well, even if you're sure that you're right, and you come up with like this massive paragraph being like, this is why this character is stronger and would beat this character, and this is why that character has no hope, and they'll just brush it off with no.
So there's
Nuh-uh.
there's two memes and videos that I've seen related to this. That it's Darth Vader telling Luke, "I'm your father," and he just goes, "Nuh-uh."
the fuck you mean, nuh-uh?
The fuck you mean, nuh-uh? And the other one is from Family
Exactly
Guy,
like that.
where it's like trying to argue with an ass. Nope, Kevin Bacon wasn't in Footloose. What do you mean? He was literally the star. Nope. Yeah, he's the main actor. Nope. And then he starts.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, and he starts donkey wheezing at the end, though.
Wait, that's Roadhouse. Never mind. My brother.
Jesus Christ.
To quote one of my favorite streamers right now, is completely unrelatable. I'm just trying to change the subject and how stupid I am. Robin Hood, Robin who? I'm in your hood, Robin everybody. That's just how I roll.
I
All
have
right,
no idea who
subject
that is.
changed. I'm not stupid. That's from a sketch.
But like the idea that, you know, because this person has this feat in their anime means that
I
they
have
can
these
do
feet.
this in every universe is really fucking annoying to me. And I see it in so many Facebook groups.
Goku can beat Kirito.
I agree.
I agree
Yeah,
too.
Kirito's a
Kirito
kid.
could beat Goku.
I disagree.
Kirito's a dude. He's just a guy that
Uh-uh.
plays video games.
He's a guy that has a sword.
Like the four of us in this room are Kirito. Just so you know,
Nuh-uh.
we're comparable to Kirito.
Unless he uses the god cheats like he does in season 1 and season 4.
See, then
That's
he
in a
he
video
could beat
game.
Goku.
That's
Then
not
he
real.
could beat Goku.
But like my
That's true.
favorite one
Goku
is
doesn't
that
beat gods.
this person
loses.
could solo this universe. It's especially if they talk about like Bleach or something. Is like this character could solo the Bleach verse. I'm like, in the Bleach universe, they literally can't do anything because they don't have spiritual power. So literally, the spiritual pressure can just pop them like a grape.
Yeah, and also, the people in the Bleach verse are just way stronger than some people give them credit for. Like the weird thing about toxic fandoms is that there's also like an anti-version. There's the toxic haters that just really underestimate certain shows. And I feel like that happens with Bleach a lot, where they assume that Bleach is like on the same level power-wise as things like, you know, Naruto or like Yu Yu Hakusho and stuff like that.
If I remember correctly, like people who did do these power scaling videos or whatever, like Ichigo from Bleach, like is more powerful than any of the like big three members. Or some
Oh,
shit like
easily.
that. Like in terms of end of series power, we don't really know how Luffy is towards the end of the series because it's not there yet. But in terms of like end of thing, like things I've seen, like his full on last transformation and shit like that, and New Bankai and all that shit. I can't remember the fucking videos, but I remember him saying like Ichigo is like one of the strongest anime characters of all time.
Even before that, like when he's fighting Aizen, he breaks a mountain by blocking an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
You know,
That was fucking cool.
like
That was fucking cool.
That's not weak, you know.
And Aizen was like,
He was like, "Oh, that was me," and Ichigo was
was
like,
like,
"No,
"No."
it wasn't."
Nuh-uh.
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 Fuck you, me. No.
I fucking love that video.
But like when we were doing the matchups at your place the last couple times before the Toriyama video, we're at least like scaling the power at least a little bit to be even. Like we're taking into account their different abilities, how they are similar.
Yeah.
And we're basing it more off their skills and techniques and power abilities that they have versus just, oh, this power level is over 9,000.
Yeah.
The fuck does that mean?
I mean, for me, like, and that's the thing with a lot of the people like on the internet, a lot of opinionated weebs, is that for me, what I try to do is try to think about it like Jump Force, for example, that brings a bunch of different characters from different universes and they fight each other, and it doesn't pull bullshit like, well, they can't see stands, so
"Hey, fuck you."
so they'll lose to stands. It's like, no, they
Hey,
all
fuck you.
They all could just fight each other.
I remember that. That was like one of the first. That was like our first year of recording, wasn't it, or some shit like that?
Something
Yeah,
like
we
that.
had-
But you're
yeah.
not the only one that's got those opinions like that.
But they can't, dude. It's a logical fact.
Yeah, but if
They're
you're
not a part of Gio's bloodline.
But
or
if
some
you
shit.
if you're that has nothing to do with it. And if you but if you're gonna have people fucking fight that are from different universes, you're just gonna let it happen for entertainment purposes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just for sake of discussion.
Nuh-uh.
Exactly.
nuh-uh.
Exactly. Exactly.
What's up?
Yes.
Yeah.
You do that too?
Mhm.
When you hear someone say like exactly, you're like, what?
Yeah. I've done that my whole life.
It actually makes me super upset. It's like, how did I fall for that again? I'm fucking 28.
Okay.
Let's go past this.
Hey, did you say something to me? No. Who are you? Oh,
What are you
sorry.
doing in my house? Like,
The fuck you mean exactly?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
that's too damn bad.
It worked. It worked.
So, one of the ones that I think has cooled off a lot in terms of like a specific fandom that super toxic for quite a few years.
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
Your name fans?
No.
Dragon Ball.
They're allowed to be toxic. That shit is perfect.
My guess is
We're all in that fandom.
my guess is Dragon
Are
Ball.
your name
No,
fans
no, Dragon
toxic?
Ball fans are especially toxic. 'Cause
My
they're
Hero.
My Hero, yes.
My Hero.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I feel when this show was first really getting big back, like late 2010s, especially like when we went to NebraskaCon.
Yeah.
That freaking panel was cringe as fuck.
Oh yeah. I
The
remember
only
which one
reason it was
now.
entertaining was me.
Because you were heckling them.
That was fucking hilarious.
It was.
But like I think it was especially a thing with like Gen Z because it got really popular with teenagers
Yeah.
around that time.
People that are around the characters' ages.
Yeah. I think it's also because it was such a huge setup with superheroes because that was like the peak of the MCU. DC actually had a couple decent movies in that time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Superhero movies were really like they were going hard at that time.
Yeah, it was before it really got saturated with all the new stuff we have. But it's also, you know, our group and the group right below us in terms of ages that grew up with the superhero shows.
Yeah.
And stuff. We grew up with Teen Titans, and their group had the Teen Titans Go show even.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But, you know, we had the Batman and Superman TV shows. We had Young Justice, all this stuff. Even Steven
I
Universe.
miss Young Justice.
Well, I mean, that was a little bit after our age group.
Still, it gets canceled a lot, and it needs to stop doing that because that show's awesome.
Gets canceled, has this random season that appears, gets canceled again, and then like probably 3 more years it'll have another season reappear.
And every season ends on the biggest possible fucking cliffhanger.
But I think that's one of the reasons that led to MHA really taking off when it did. But man, the shipping. Like
Oh, the
that
shipping
was-
is crazy. Everybody in that show has to get shipped.
Otherwise,
every
doesn't
guy
exist.
wants to fuck Deku apparently, except the guy that actually wants to fuck Deku, which is Mineta, because it was revealed he's bi.
Yeah.
No one ships Mineta with anyone because no one should be punished like that.
Exactly.
Manetta would be the best partner.
You think so?
He would treat you so good.
I hope he gets shipped with Shigaraki so he gets just erased.
Yeah, the shipping is probably the worst thing about the My Hero community, which every community has ships, and it does get worse with some shows than others. My Hero, though, they also just their fans kind of just treat that show like it's God's gift to mankind. Like it is the best piece of literature
Which it's
ever
not.
created.
It's
Yeah.
not.
People are the same way with Demon Slayer too, to a point.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is especially crazy to me because, like, I hate to be one of those guys, but it is carried largely by its animation.
Oh yeah,
Like,
100%.
The story's not bad,
It's not
but
bad.
it's not
The
a
best.
top tier level of storytelling.
Yeah, I enjoy Demon Slayer for sure, and the fights are sick. I'll never knock that.
But
But the series as a whole it's cool.
Mm.
And that's it. It's cool.
yeah, I think another. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say another one that I really hate to admit that is super toxic, and it's because of one specific reason, is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fans. Not necessarily all fans, but the fandom that goes on and downvotes every single episode that's so good, specifically to keep it as the number one spot. That's
Yeah.
toxic as fuck.
Yeah,
is toxic
yeah,
as
the
fuck.
review bombers. That's pretty fucked up.
How fucked up is fucked up. That's pretty fucked up.
That's pretty fucked up. But yeah, they're definitely, you know, I believe personally that Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is, if not perfect, the closest thing a series can be to perfect.
Yeah,
But
I would
if,
agree with that.
yeah, but it is unfortunately getting up there in years.
That
as-
doesn't mean the
as
show
a
still
series.
doesn't look good.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when it's understandable that as time goes on and there's newer shows that people see and they love, they're going to go on and review it. And there's more people, period, that are going online reviewing stuff on these sites.
Don't trust reviewers. That's a fact.
Yeah, none of them. Not a single one. But there's more people just online in general, period, giving their opinions than there were when Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood came out. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's kind of a recency thing. But also, like, you can't just call something bad and downvote and give shitty reviews to something just because people like it.
Yeah. I think anime fans as a whole are just toxic in general for those reasons where they're like so hell bent on their one show that nothing else stands to, like, you know, like what you were saying with the downvoting everything else for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like, it's a great show. It is the closest thing to perfect will get, but that doesn't mean you need to put it up on a pedestal compared to everything else. Because, like, frankly, there's been a lot of good things that have been coming up with, you know, anime, like Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, that show's got incredible animation as a whole.
Attack on Titan. Technically from this generation.
Yeah. Chainsaw Man. That one had, I mean, so far we're in the one season, but that blew up.
Yeah, I mean, if you want Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood to stay on top, then just keep showing it to new people and have them give it positive reviews instead of relying on
downvoting everything else.
Review bombing shows that you probably have never even seen.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%, Frenchie. Another one that I was going to bring up that I think is also another. I mean, we'll get into the big one later, but the other toxic one that I was thinking of, where was it? Fairy Tail. And I think the biggest reason.
Yeah, Gray.
I think probably one of the biggest reasons that show is
a Fairy Tail apologist.
I think that reason that show has such a toxic fandom is because of big anime titties. Like, let's be honest. Like, that show is
not against it.
Like, the story isn't bad. It's not great. The animation's decent, but everybody's got big anime titties, and I think that's the biggest thing that Fairy Tail fans are, you know, like a lot of people are also saying like Lucy's like a good character in the show. I've seen like over 300 episodes. No, she's not. Urza's a better character than Lucy.
Lucy's not a bad character. The writing for her is not always great. My biggest problem with Fairy Tail is it's too long. Like, you can talk about One Piece.
Isn't it like 500 episodes?
Like just over 300 episodes. But it is coming back too.
Oh yeah, because
you stopped after Edalus. That's before episode 200. I'm pretty sure.
I'll double check because I thought I stopped like 323. I thought there was still a good couple hundred episodes after.
I'm not 100% sure. I swear it was like 350 or something when it ended. But Fairy Tail,
328. So
everything is just super drawn out in that show.
Yeah,
and like this is coming from a guy that adores One Piece.
Yeah,
One Piece could definitely be shorter, but. Man.
Well, the difference with One Piece, though, is One Piece has, while it is drawn out, the story as a whole, like every episode has a good bit of story in it. I think the thing with One Piece is the pacing of it. There's a lot of pauses and a lot of elongated stares in One Piece.
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah, whereas with Fairy Tail, it, you know, like one arc or one episode kind of thing is very drawn out. Kind of like Dragon Ball. But again, we'll talk about that one probably last. Because
How do you know what Dragon Ball arcs are like?
Yeah, motherfucker.
I've seen enough of Dragon Ball to know that you'll watch 5 episodes and Goku's
you
still going,
remember when you said you knew enough about Dragon Ball and then we quizzed you and you flopped?
On one of the biggest moments in anime history.
I know enough about Dragon Ball to know that it takes Goku 5 episodes of yelling,
Are we being toxic right now to him?
You are.
Yes, but also...
But he deserves it.
He's being toxic for judging a show that he's never watched.
Exactly.
Just like those Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood review bombers.
Yeah, Crimson.
Hey, I'll say this now. I know for a fact I'm going to eventually have to watch some Dragon Ball Z because it's on our poster that Eric and I have.
You on Grindr?
As to
C2E2.
As to whether... As to whether I will get through all of Dragon Ball Z, that's debatable.
I just saw a bunch of pictures of dudes
They're
scrolling.
They're all voice actors.
I didn't know.
Well, yeah, there's a bunch of pictures of dudes on your phone. Nobody talks about that.
We talk about that a lot, actually.
I was in the Navy. Shut up.
We're surrounded by seamen.
Good old semen.
Oh, I got to adjust.
You had to get your cock all the way out to adjust it.
What?
What do you mean all the way?
I mean, I know that there's not much of it to get out, but
What's C2, E2?
It's a convention.
Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo.
Yeah.
It's probably the biggest one in the Midwest. Like, it's not San Diego Comic-Con level, but there's a lot of fun people that are going to be here. So I'm just looking through the guest list for fun.
Gotcha.
Did you hear that one guy from Marvel's going to be at that one thing?
Oh, Paul Bettany's going to be at...
He was at Planet.
Not that dude. Des Moines one.
John Berthel? Was
Nope.
he announced? No, not him.
Something Cox.
Oh, Charlie Cox?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
that dude.
Oh, wait, no, maybe I did see that.
He's coming in Des Moines.
Oh, for Des Moines Con, you said?
Yep.
Oh, no, I didn't see
They
that.
only got like 5 actors, not actors, but like 5 guests in general, I think, so far.
Gotcha.
Freddie Prinze Jr. is going to be at C2E2.
Who's that?
Freddie from Scooby-Doo. The
The
live
OG.
action.
Yeah, the live action.
Who?
So you know how Matthew Lillard played
it's
Shaggy?
talking dog.
Yeah, I know who Matthew Lillard is.
Okay.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. played Freddie in the same movies.
I don't know who that is.
The leader of... I'm done.
We'll talk about that off air.
Was he in Step Up?
Scooby-Doo fans are so toxic.
Was he in...
Weirdly
was
enough,
he in
they
Step
kind
Up?
of are.
Huh?
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
You have to make me look it up.
Scooby-Doo has had a lot of reiterations over, like, what, 50-plus years, I think? Or close to it.
Getting close to 60.
Yeah.
Aired, I think, the first time in 69.
Nice.
Oh my God, he's 48.
You're 48.
No, he's 28.
Oh, I've seen She's
That's
All
what I
That.
said.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard that.
Yeah. Jeez, you're even wearing a headset.
Oh, he's in Scooby Doo.
Okay, so I'm looking on a list.
Wrong.
Yeah, you muted me.
I'm looking on a list for like top 10s kind of like toxic fan bases. And I'm like just scrolling through and they have a lot more than 10. Number 11 on this list is Boku no Pico.
That show's just toxic.
Well, if you like it, you're automatically toxic.
Yeah.
You know what's the best part? No one heard that, Wiki, because you're still muted.
Oh, he was in Happily Never After.
Do you even know what that is?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what you've seen?
Do you
oh
see
my
what
gosh, he was in Scooby Doo too.
Number 13 on this list is Death Note. Which that one kind of makes a
I don't
little
think
bit
it
of
really
sense.
has much of a fandom anymore. Like,
I mean, Erica and I are watching it now.
Yeah, but I
that's
mean, like-
that's why it's toxic, because the few people who still like it have to cling on to it and tell people, no, guys, please watch this.
Yeah.
now, if that should have been coming out when social media was huge, I don't know if it would have done well.
Yeah.
What one?
Death Note.
Death Note.
I don't know. It probably would have done well until
It
Elle
didn't.
died.
Yeah.
I think people would have freaked out of how Misa's treated,
Oh, yeah, maybe.
and
That's
them
fair.
basically being tortured.
Yeah.
But God, oh my God, the freaking shipping of Ellen Light is already bad. Imagine if that shit had aired in the late 2010s.
that would have been funny.
Oh, it wasn't Freddie Prinze Jr. It was Robert Hoffman. Okay.
What about Robert Hoffman?
Who Step Up to the Streets.
Oh,
Oh.
gotcha.
Number 14 on this list is Hunter x Hunter
Moose is tight.
for toxic fandoms. I don't think I've ever really had to deal with a toxic Hunter x Hunter fan.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just kind of has one of those fan bases that insists it's the best, but it doesn't fight too hard about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a FMAB fandom that's not as insane.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Number 10 on this list is also JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I can see that.
I could definitely see
Fuck
that.
both of you. That show is great.
Man, that sounds like some toxicity coming out of you. This is
Look,
a Christian
toxicity.
Minecraft server, so get the fuck out of here.
That's also a show I don't know if I've personally experienced a lot of toxicity from their fandom. I just know that JoJo fans get really frustrated when people aren't willing to watch JoJo's.
Yeah.
Tell that to One Piece fans. And One Piece is definitely going to be in the top 10 because we're toxic as shit.
I would say that all of the big 4 pillars are probably in the top 5.
I don't think Bleach is that toxic, honestly. Like, of all of the arguments among like the major anime ever, I feel like Bleach fans are pretty chill, honestly. Like they have their opinions, but they're not like fucking Naruto fans or Dragon Ball fans, who I'm assuming are going to be
Naruto. I think was number 3 or 4.
I was about to say those two are definitely in the top 3.
Bleach is number 22 on the list.
Oh, okay.
And then
you can't listen to Bleach music and be toxic.
One Piece is number 6.
I thought it'd be higher, honestly. I really thought
too.
One Piece would be higher.
Weirdly enough, number 1 was Fairy Tail.
Weird.
Number 2 was Sword Art. Number 3 is One Punch Man.
I believe that. I believe that we are very toxic. I will not apologize for it. I admit that show's bad, but fuck do I love it.
One Punch Man fans, as one myself, yeah, I agree that we're kind of toxic, but we're like a reactive toxic community.
That's
meaning
fair.
There are people that come to Saitama's doorstep, meaning other anime fans, to tell them that Saitama cannot beat their big fandom characters, especially with Goku.
Yeah.
Like the clash between the Dragon Ball and One Punch Man fandoms is it's a
nuts.
beautiful thing. I love it. And it is a cesspool. It is a bunch of nuclear bombs going off. Like, it's awful.
I think that the One Punch Man fandom is the literal epitome of nuh-uh.
Yeah.
This person
exactly.
beat Saitama. Nuh-uh. He's a parody character.
Yeah, exactly.
The fuck you mean, no?
That is literally nuh-uh in a fandom.
He sneezed Venus apart.
Yeah, but then
in space.
Number
and then
4
farted faster than light can travel.
Number 4 was Naruto. Number 5 was Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball's bad.
Dragon Ball's got a bad fandom.
Yeah.
And it's specifically the Goku versus battles. I really
Yeah.
feel like.
I honestly, like...
Goku's not even the strongest in his own verse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say, like, of all the things that I do
He never
not
even
like
beat Vegeta.
about Dragon Ball as a whole are the
What do you mean?
Goku versus fights. I fucking hate those
Yeah,
so
he never beat
much
Vegeta.
because there's no
one
reason
time.
that Goku has to fight every other fan base. Like, Goku is in his own separate world. Leave him at it. Like, don't.
Have they seen the movie yet for Piccolo? and
No, because I
Gohan?
haven't watched fucking.
He watched it
Dragon
with
Ball.
us
You did?
after we watched
Did you
the
see the
Code
end?
Geass movie.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the end of it?
Mm-hmm.
So you've seen Goku never beating Vegeta, but
Yes, I saw Vegeta unsurprisingly beating Goku just like he always does. Yes. And then him celebrating as if it's never happened before.
Number 6 was One Piece. Number 7's Attack on Titan.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean the Attack on Titan fandom should be higher than that because they're so toxic. They threaten the lives of the people that make the series they claim to love so much.
And it was over the animation when, like, I thought the animation for the show was incredible.
You don't love War Crime Aaron and not be toxic.
That's
Fair.
true.
Fair.
That's true.
You don't get him nominated as best hero and best villain
And not
without
be
being a
In the
toxic
same
fan base.
year.
In the same year.
That's so.
Number-
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Number 8 is Black Butler.
Don't know enough to argue that one.
I've
Do
seen.
they have a fandom?
I guess. Well, there's new stuff coming out this year for it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's neat.
It's CL's going to school finally.
I don't know anything about Black Butler.
CL's the
so-
main kid that the butler is taking care of.
I've
Oh.
watched the first episode 3 times and I still don't remember what really happens.
I've watched all of Danny Mata's reactions to it because I'm like, I know for a fact I'm never going to want to watch this show. The least I could do is at least watch Danny react to this show. So I did that.
I don't like watching other people's reactions.
Then number 9 was MHA. Number 10, JoJo's. Everything after that, like Death Note's 13.
Yeah, we've touched on a lot of the big ones. I think Dragon Ball could definitely be higher. I don't know how Fairy Tail's number 1 because like
Let me see the comments.
they're a little toxic, but like they're like gray, very apologetic. Like, yeah, we know this show has problems. SAO being number 2, not a surprise to me. There's a group of us that's like, yeah, this show sucks at times, but there's other times that are fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
read.
know what fandom that I think needs to be more toxic in order to get the show more light?
The Weekly Weebs fandom.
Two things.
Be more toxic, guys.
2 shows I want.
Jack Wang fight someone.
Yeah.
Do it. I want there to be 2. Let's schedule you a UFC fight with Jake Paul.
That's our panel this year.
Yes.
Jack Wang versus
Jake
the
Paul.
If Mike Tyson doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
what was it?
He'll at least eat his ear.
He's the true One Punch Man.
The 2 shows that I need the fandoms to be more toxic so that way they get brought to the limelight more. First one, To Your Eternity.
Yeah, that's fair.
They need
That's
to be
fair.
more toxic so it gets more attention.
Yeah, talk more shit.
Yeah.
Do you think just because you're the creator of the movie is humble that you gotta be?
No. Be more toxic so we can get that shit more popular. Second one, right, is Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those both need to be more toxic, in my opinion. I'm cool for the toxicity. It brings people together,
That's fair.
but also brings
going.
separation. You know,
Yeah.
and
So,
it helps discourse in the community. We need that to make
Yeah.
shows popular.
I mean, I see stuff for Vinland Saga. Maybe it's because I like Vinland Saga and like so it pops up for me. But I see shit for Vinland Saga all the time.
that's fair.
So I think it at least has
A respectable fan base.
a good fandom.
Yeah.
I think with it being on Netflix, that definitely helps.
True.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with To Your Eternity. I actually got one of my coworkers to watch it, and he told me the day after he finished, and is like, "Why did you hurt me?"
Sounds like our reaction after the week after we watched it and had to do a
It's
review.
such a good fucking show.
So
Yeah.
good. Pink Blood is such an underrated bop.
So
The shit that it does in the headphones, where it goes back and forth, gives me fucking goosebumps every time I hear it.
so 2 of the comments for that the Fairy Tale fandom in regards to like the number 1 situation. So one of them was from Goku02.
Already toxic.
That fucking
Kid-
name on
Yeah.
it.
Kid-
I'm taking their opinion with a grain of salt.
Can Fairy Tail beat Goku?
An entire shaker of salt.
Can the whole first beat Goku?
Nalu, I'm guessing that's the ship name for Natsu and Lucy. And Natsu and Urza fans can be pretty rude. Shipping wars occur frequently in this fandom, and most characters are fairly overrated, especially Natsu and Urza. Natsu has no chance of beating Naruto, and Urza is very far from being the strongest anime female. It's a fact.
I don't see people talk about versus battles with Natsu or Urza.
Yeah.
I think
I actually see Natsu pop up a lot in fire user discussions.
Oh, that's fair.
and that's usually just who's got the cooler shit
Yeah.
and who has like more range of abilities.
There are people who believe that Natsu can beat like Shinra from Fire Force and Yamamoto from Bleach, which both of those are
Far
pure
stretches.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Shinra's
care.
a little bit more realistic, but Yamamoto, the dude can literally summon the dead who are on fire.
You haven't even seen Shinra's like full powers yet. That
To be fair, have you seen Natsu's full powers?
no, but is Natsu literally a god like the other 2 names I
I
mentioned?
don't know. There's a new series coming for Fairy Tail where Natsu is apparently going to get even more strong. So
Jesus Christ.
There's literally an episode called Fire Dragon versus Flame God, which is one of my favorite episode titles ever.
That is a pretty good title.
Yeah. And I love that they're called Dragon Slayer magic.
Yeah,
I
that is cool.
fucking love, like I said, I have my problems with Fairy Tail, but there's some shit in it that is so fucking cool.
There is, yeah. The other comment, I don't know who it's from. I think it's from Dove. Said, quote, "Not gonna lie, we can get pretty rabid and annoying real fast, and don't even get me started on the shipping wars." I think the biggest toxic issue with Fairy Tail is the shipping wars.
So from the sound of those 2 comments, it doesn't
Those are
sound
the top 2 comments, by the
Yeah.
way.
It sounds like those 2 are alluding to the fact that fairy tale fans are toxic to other fairy tale fans. Which, to me, you're keeping in your own fandom. I'm fine with that.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
it's like
fair.
that sometimes.
Yeah, but if you keep it in their own fandom,
Like everybody knows
that
fairy
That's
leads
tales.
anime
to some
incest.
pretty weird babies.
Yeah, it does. Keep
You ever
it in
seen the
fandom.
videos of the most inbred family in the whole world?
Yeah, one of the guys just died.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Ew.
I'm just saying, if there's a fan dom, that means there's a fan sub.
Again,
Well, yeah,
subs are
that's the
more
whole-
dom.
that's
Just
the-
saying.
I think that's verifiably false.
Nope.
Subs are not more dom.
Sub versus dom.
Subs get
more
domed.
dom. Sub is dominant.
I still remember when we had our first panel at AI and Wiki going, yeah, I'm a sub guy, and me just, yeah, he's definitely not a dom.
Boom, roasted.
That's something that I experience with him constantly.
But I do think we touched on a lot of the big ones because, and the big thing I think that people realize and have learned over the last couple years, I feel like the toxicity is a little bit lower than it was 3-4 years ago.
Maybe.
Maybe
It's
for
not-
certain fandoms anyway.
Yeah, I will
Like-
say I don't hear enough about the toxic fandoms as often as I used to.
Now, I'm part of the Code Geass fandom, and part of that is being in the Code Geass Reddit thread. And they're toxic just because of how horny they are.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Toxic fans equal horny fans.
there was a which I almost sometimes I think about leaving the Code Geass Reddit thread because sometimes when like an actual serious post pops up in there, you know, the entire reason I joined the Reddit sub in the first place
Is the one
so-
in a million
so-
chance.
somebody. I mean, it happens more than ever, but they're like dedicated daily, like horny posters on there.
Oh.
But then you get like an actual serious thing, and somebody will put in the comments, "We're not supposed to be talking about serious things here. This is for horny people." I'm like, boo, boo.
Excuse me.
There's no excuse.
Okay then.
Overall, a lot of the shipping has died down for certain shows. I think the versus battle has gotten worse and worse.
Mm.
But like even that, it's like at least it's, you know, a fun argument at times of the feats
Yep.
that people can communicate with. But overall, I think that if you love anime and you're opinionated about anime, as long as you're not attacking other people and their opinions, unless their opinions are utter trash.
Yeah, like
Like-
if they are wrong,
But that's
That's
the
one thing.
that's the recipe for a toxic fan, though, is because everybody's line
sugar,
for what,
spice, and
what
everything
is-
nice.
Yeah, everybody's line for what is a trash opinion is so different. Like there's some people who have just like this this you know little bubble drawn in the sand to keep out sea bears, and anything outside of that circle is trash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there are some people that are just genuinely willing to like have discussions and figure things out and like try to be entertained by whatever you're talking about. So everybody's line for your opinion is trash. Like that is the recipe for toxicity.
That's valid. As long as you're not like threatening people, though. Like that's where
Yeah,
the line's drawn.
Attack a person's argument, not attack the person.
Yes.
Like
yeah,
you can't just be like,
definitely.
no, your opinion's wrong, you're stupid.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I do say that to people, but it's usually because they're fucking stupid. Not really because their opinion. It's because they say something that is actually factually false and they're stupid for it.
Yeah.
And I think don't just do the nuh-uh. Actually have
For
something
real.
to back your argument.
Yeah.
Like
For real.
Do your
No.
research.
but overall, thanks guys for tuning in. Everyone knows someone that's in a toxic fandom.
Let us
And-
know
and you
in the
probably
comments.
are too.
I was like, let us know in the comments what you think your toxic fandom is.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love anime. We're passionate about anime. We're passionate about our anime opinions.
We've watched almost 200, over 200 on the podcast.
Just be nice to people. Don't treat people like shit. That's a pretty important one. But today's anime assignment, we're gonna go with a one that Wiki was really excited about when we did the anime movies.
Still excited about it.
We are gonna do The Boy and the Beast. It is an hour 59 on Crunchyroll.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I actually saw a lot of really good reviews about it.
It
So
looks so cool.
it's a boy that's raised by a giant bear, who is a humanoid bear.
My brother Bear.
Yeah, Boy and the Beast is this week's anime assignment, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you in a little bit with our anime review of Dances with the Dragons.
Bye, love you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Weekly Weebs podcast.
We'll be back next week with more exciting anime talk.
Make sure to join us every show to stay up to date with what's going on in the world of anime. We'll catch you next time.